as fucked up as you are. It's like the blind leading the blind.
Smitty. Why is there so much pain in the world? So much cruelty. Can you tell me that, Smitty?
My name is not Smitty.
You have a choice. Throw caution to the wind and your ankles in the air. Or if you've ever listened to anything you've ever said, you'll tell the man adios. So this is what it feels like to be right. I like it.
Hello, everyone. It's another week and another 20 minutes of me babbling on the mic. We are so back. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome back to the Nook. Isn't it cute, cozy? We got Nicole over here. You can't see it, but this is Carrie. Carrie and Big over here. If you pan up, I'm not doing that. I'm completely too exhausted for that. But there's some other cute little things up there too, but that doesn't matter. We're back for another week. I know I keep teasing a guest, and we'll get there, but we're just gonna ease into it, more me. That's how it should always be. And today I have a face on, got the lashes going. The hair's not looking great. It's kind of been a sad hair week, but we are muddling through, truly muddling through. So this week's been kind of crazy. I just lived at a casino all weekend, and that was really great for me. It's weird. I don't love Vegas. Not my place, not my vibe, but I do love an East Coast casino. I don't know why that is. It's like when people say that they don't like grapes, but they like grape flavoring. But yeah, so it was really great. Got a hell of a suite, I must say. That was like probably the nicest suite I've ever been in at the Encore in Boston. It was insane. Got wined and dined, lots of caviar, lots of looking around at middle-aged men making bad decisions, which I always like to see. That's really fun to sip a cocktail and kind of peruse that side of humanity. So it was really great. And I think I've come to the conclusion that Boston is the caviar capital of America. I don't know. We're gonna sit on that. But I'm pretty sure because this is a city popping off with little salty balls. Yep, really and truly. Yeah, so that's been going on. Got a really busy week ahead, but and this will tie into the theme of this episode. I'm really excited because I just purchased my tickets to see Audra McDonald's I think it's going to be her second to last performance in Gypsy on Saturday because they close Sunday. And I'm so excited. I've never seen Audra before, so this will be really major. So we'll report back. We'll report back on that. Now let's just get to it. We're gonna make this one super quick. But this is something literally just came up for me in a conversation today. We're gonna talk about how the person that you need to be impressing. Now, before I go into this, I want to issue a disclaimer. When I talk like I'm giving advice. Not the case. I'm talking to connect. What's the saying? Do as I say, not what I do, or I don't know. But listen, if you want to take what I say seriously, great. I'm more speaking to the ether because I need to. I need to articulate these thoughts that I'm having. Anyway, because clearly my therapist is not enough. So I've really kind of come to the conclusion, and this is like my new navigation system, that the in every decision that I make, like daily, moment to moment, the whole thing, like the person that I'm trying to impress in this life is Molly at 13. So I feel like it's people talk about this, right? It's like you're, connecting with your inner child and, that whole thing. And I always kind of, I didn't understand what they were talking about until maybe a couple months ago. Um, because I feel like we all do this, me especially, probably at least once or twice a month, probably around my period, because I get like super in the hole around the time right before, the big event. You kind of get to a point where you go, okay, what's the point here? What are we doing here? What does it all mean? What, you have these moments of, is that all there is? And I find, to navigate those moments, besides medication, huge fan, um, is really kind of tapping into what would 13-year-old Molly love to have me do. She is the boss. She runs the show. And I kind of figured this out through getting in touch with the things that I loved when I was younger. So, like, um, musical theater is really my gateway into making, 13-year-old Molly happy. Fashion is a major gateway into making 13-year-old Molly happy. And I find, especially in my career, that has really been the key because there's a lot of times I feel like we can all get caught up in how busy life can be. The checklist of, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And if you stop, take a minute, breathe, and go, okay, I'm completely stressed out. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not saying that this is the way everybody should navigate because maybe if you have children, um, you know, a trip booking a trip that your 13-year-old self would be impressed with is probably not the way to go. But, if you're talking a similar lifestyle to me, I really do just go, okay, do I need to stop and like, I don't know, like there's times when I literally just need to put on like, oh, this sounds so nerdy. If I put on like a movie from my past, it brings me right back into like what I was so taken with and like the things that initially had such an impression on me. If you kind of take everything and go back there, sometimes what really makes you happy is a little bit more clear. And it kind of gives you, I think for me, it's given me context as to why I have the habits I do, um, why it really relieves my stress about certain things. Um, and it's just so funny. We forget, like, growing up, we just have so much going on that we tend to forget all the things that really made us us. By the way, sorry for my dog barking in the background. The training has not gone well. Hey, It's my karma. It's fine. Whatever. Um, yeah, like I remember when I was little, like the earliest things that had an impression on me were like like Lizzie McGuire, obviously. Like High School Musical like changed my life. Um Anything having to do with like fashion. Fashion was such a big thing for me. Like I really thought that would be the industry that I would get into. And there's still time. There's still time. And honestly, too, the fashion world's been really sweet to me. So who knows? But like I remember just seeing like Hello Dolly with Barbara Streisand. That I was like, oh my God, that I this ha- it blew my mind. And it had that, I mean, it just had an influence on the way I wanted to be in the world. Like I think like Dolly, like Barbara Streisand as Dolly Levi was like, and I feel like it's still kind of shows in my personality like to this day, which sounds so crazy. Um, but yeah, that, and I mean just and then it's always kind of that, linking it back to what my younger self wanted is always a motivator for me. So like when I was younger, I was really ballsy. I mean, I think too, I was, and I'm still to this day like very rebellious. So, like when everybody growing up was doing like soccer and, um, I don't know, like sports and everything, I was like, okay, fuck this. Like, I'm not going to do any sports in my town. I'm going to go to another town and do theater and, like, be totally different than anybody I know, which is, in a sense annoying, but, it's made me who I am. So that motivated me. I think like later, like when I was going to study law, that even though that was definitely not my bliss, like proving to people that I was smart and not a dumbass was a huge motivator. But that started with me when I was younger. And then I think, especially, that all came full circle when I got into my current career and, was kind of just like, no, like I can take something that I love and make it my everyday. Um, so yeah, and then I was having a conversation today um with, I don't think she'll mind if I say this, but Tess Holiday, the model. She's really cool. And she was kind of talking about how she was really glad that she got bullied when she was younger because it really is a, Kickstarter for her now. And I was like, yeah, like the stuff that kind of imprints on you, good or bad, when you're younger, just has such a cataclysmic effect on you present day. So I just feel like it's a common theme that like I never really understood for a long time. I thought it was just kind of like that shit that people say, like my inner child and just kind of like reconnecting with myself and like all these like buzz phrases. But it's completely changed the way I operate in the past couple months. Um, and it's also kind of the same too of like, we get hurt in the same way we do like when we're little. Like, there's still some things with me where like I'm like, oh, am I enough? Am I stupid? Am I kind of like what I was talking about in last week's episode? Like, am I too much? And, you know, you realize that started when you were so much younger. And then it's kind of easier to go, oh, okay, well, that's not true. Like, that is just something that you've told yourself for decades. And you just have to like unlearn it, say what it is exactly. Because I feel like there's some patterns that we learn, like that we think to ourselves, and they've just become so ingrained in like our everyday thought process that we don't even realize that they have like affected the way we live. So, like, I don't know, there's just some certain thoughts that I had to really like write down and talk to my therapist about and go, oh my God, I've been telling myself the same story for 30 years. And it's just not true. Um, and it all just links back to growing up. And the minute you kind of pinpoint what those things are, I feel like they're easier to overcome because you think about it, because you'll have the thought and then you'll go, wait a minute, okay, I'm not that. That's not true. I'm, worthy of love. I'm not the most annoying person ever. Um, you know what's really interesting? Have you guys seen any interviews with Colascola? So they were saying in an interview that um, the genesis of Oh Mary was really like writing a play about um, if someone could be like loved and kind of like if you could root for a protagonist that is just completely annoying. And I think it was in their interview with Amy Poehler. I think that's on Amy Poehler's podcast. But they they basically said like, give me someone who's annoying over someone who's boring and has no opinions any day. And that was like such a, oh, right, exactly. Um, but that's definitely been one of the patterns for me that I've had to like outgrow over the years. And then too, like just being worthy of like to be totally honest, being worthy of like love is one that I'm still overcoming, which is crazy because I feel like people think I have so much confidence, which I do, but then there's just so many areas where if y'all really do, it's like a totally, you know, different kind of a struggle. Um, but yeah, anyway, I just wanted to touch on that today. I felt like it was something that, and this will be not all the time. Like next week will be more lighthearted, more fun. It's going to be a deep dive with a guest, a deep dive on a topic that I feel like all of us are on the pulse of, um, whether we love it or hate it, or honestly, it's pretty much a mixture of both. So that'll be really fun. Um, but yeah, these episodes will always kind of be like a thought that I've been marinating on all week and like has kind of come up a couple times. And I want to just go on a tangent about why the hell not, right? So anyway, I hope you all have an amazing week. It's just a little food for thought. Um, stay happy, stay healthy, get out in the sun, wear your bikinis, take pictures in your bikinis, do feel hot, feel sexy, and yeah, as always, besos, amore, love ya, bye.